All right, today I'm going to be talking about the three most important cracks that you should learn, especially for beginners here. We're going to be talking about the cattleman's crack, the flick, and the overhead crack. Now, before we get into the whip cracks, if you're brand new to whip cracking, all right, I want to tell you this, okay, because usually if you're brand new, people tend to be afraid of the whip. And what they'll do is they'll crack it and bring it back. Don't ever bring that back. Where your hand goes, that whip is going to go, and that's what you need to learn. So when I do like this and leave my hand out there, it's not coming back at me. It's not going to shoot back. All right, like a cattleman's crack here, it's going to stay there. Now when I do this, see how that comes back? Don't do that, all right? So with all that said, let's get into the whip cracking. All right, the first crack we're going to be talking about is the cattleman's crack, which is the most basic and essential one to learn in especially the beginner stages of whip cracking. Now, hopefully this mic doesn't peek out, but we'll see. Now, usually I like to start with the whip behind me. You can get some good momentum picking that up. You can start with it in the front, but for the start with it in the back. You're going to want to pick that up. And right before that whip touches the ground, the tip of that whip touches the ground, you're going to want to chop down. All right, you're going to want to chop down like you're chopping something. Just like this. One more time for you guys. That was a loud one. That was good. All right, that's the cattleman's crack. All right, the next whip crack we're going to be talking about is the flick, which is personally my favorite whip crack to use. It's very Indiana Jones-esque. And yeah, we're going to be talking about that right now. So I recommend getting a very good bullwhip. This is Indiana Jones bullwhip, actually Indiana Jones 4 bullwhip, and it's kangaroo leather. It's got that nice arc here, very sturdy, solid bullwhip. Now you can buy cheap bullwhips off Amazon. The flick is pretty hard to do with cheap whips, but here we go. You're going to want to start with the whip in front of you. You're going to pick it up and just bring it down. Now you're going to get to this one point where the whip is kind of stationary up behind you. That's when you're going to want to bring it down. You're going to bring it up, little leg, down. Once again, bring it up, down. You're getting that S formation in that whip, and that is what is making that big crack. Unlike the cattleman's crack where you got a loop formation, this is more of a slashing formation. So one more time for you guys. You're gonna pick it up, bring it down. Nice and easy. Pick it up, bring it down. You don't even have to go that hard. And what I like about this crack is that you can crank out a lot of them. All right, the last and final crack is probably gonna be the hardest, but it's extremely essential to learn, which is the overhead crack. Now the overhead crack is essentially a cattleman's crack just over your head. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to be going clockwise, okay? Now when that whip is off to my right shoulder, now if it was left, it would be your left shoulder. So once that whip or the tip of that whip is off to my right shoulder, I'm just going to go like a salute. That's how I look at that. Over here, salute. Now this one will be probably your most difficult one out of the three, but once you get it, you can get this crack to be super loud. And the mic actually might peak on this one. Just like that. And as you can see, the handle is going that way too. Now I'm just reversing the handle. As you can see, I'm kind of bringing it like this. Just like a cattleman's crack. Handle's facing that way, handle's out that way. And that right there is the overhead crack.